Well, that's just great. I had no audio, so sorry about that. Howdy, folks. My name is Dave, and welcome to Twitch Tuesday and Turning with Dave. I'm a wood turner, and I've had a couple projects that I've been working on. One of them is a coffee and herb grinder, and the other one is a salt box that I wanted to make for myself. That I have decided to turn into a prototype, apparently for production. I think. Anyway, I've exploring a few things with it. I've got it down here on the lathe. I started. This was a piece of cherry crotchwood. Turned it green. It has, as I was talking about this after turning it and waiting for it to dry. Typically, with a crotch piece, depending on where you cut it, you got to, cut it in the right way. But typically, for me, I'll find that a crotch piece will either turn into a squarish shape or a triangular shape, and this actually did that. So if you look up here and then you look down here, it's egg, right? But it's still triangular shape. It's not going to be super like defined with sharp corners. It's the timber moving, and you're not going to get sharp corners like that. Same thing in the square shape. It is square-ish in shape. Everything's rounded, of course, but you can see clearly four sides, if you will, as you can here three. So this turned out into a triangle, and I want to keep that rim because I wanted to, as I said before, keep that shape, whatever it turns into. I do want to turn the rest of this down to a different shape. I'm at my pretty much at my bottom depth. I think I want to take a little bit more, and I want to open up the bottom a little bit more. But this and on this, I had thought about using a lid with a finial. Um, but the finial, I think, um, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try having a way to pop it open with your thumb, like a thumb release. So I took a hinge and I modified it. Took a hinge, some maple veneer, and some whitetail antler, and modified this hinge. Have it inset into there, basically allowing me to open the lid one handed. I intend to create some kind of a handle here, but what I really want to work on just really quickly so I can glue some things up is this piece here. Now this is a dovetailed piece in that's meant to cover the hinge and the pins that I'm going to use, and then the rest of that will be covered by a center cabochon. I wanted to carry these beads through and that center line. In order to do that, I had to take my chisel and some other tools, take it down enough that this hinge face with this piece of veneer on it will fit underneath this plug, if you will. It's dovetailed in. I just want to turn it to size so that when I am able to assemble all this, I have this ready to go. So we're going to see how this works out because it's not glued in right now. It's just shimmed into place. Hopefully it is enough that it will stay where it belongs. Let's see, did I mark this guy? I probably did not mark this guy. Okay. Well, let's get it up here and trued up. If this is the right chuck to hold it. That reminds me, that's oval. So I didn't get a chance to turn the underside of it yet. and open up the inside of the lid. I will do that at the next step. I need to take care of this. Swap the camera view. I need to take care of this piece, so I'm going to turn that in theory. Then I can pop it out and have the pieces that I need ready to go. Okay, I sharpened this guy. Is that a good profile? Yeah, it's not bad. Although, I seem to have forgotten. Yep. Need to grab a skewer. And I think I'll grab this guy. Ooh, need to clean those a bit. Let's dust these off. I don't know if this probably happens with regular glasses too, I would imagine. Static electricity is static electricity, but with the plastic lenses, they tend to collect the static electricity, which then collects dust, even if they're just sitting there. Okay, let's see. I need to be at the center. Sit. And that's the center. So in theory, this won't spin out. And I want to mark my lines first. Let's see how that did. Oh, nice. Okay, so I can cut that one out. And then I need to define this line. That overhead light. Okay, so that's scored my lines here. Now I can turn these two parts away, and I won't mess with the surface of this guy. I'm gonna have to turn it down just a little bit, because I think that's one line. I made my own plywood here out of veneers, and then made the dovetail to slide this in. Okay, let's go a little bit of an angle, and I need to raise this up. Or rather, maybe not an angle. All right, let's see. I need want it to come out. Alrighty. There goes one of the shims anyway. Oh, lost it all. Well, doggone it. Looks like I may have to make another one. I saw the shim go that way, so let's hope that that's where the rest of it went. I don't see it. Oh boy. Down here. I think next time I will actually try. I'll make another one real quick, and I'll use rubber cement with the shims so that everything stays in place. I didn't think that would, rather, I guess I should say, I was hoping that it wouldn't pop out. I'm not going to find it in all these shavings. So I will go and get that plywood and my rubber cement. Yeah, all right, so I will be back. Okay. Some veneer material, I need that. That guy, this guy. I'll take that with me. Where's my little bit? There it is, veneer and rubber cement. If I have any left, oh, hey, it looks like I do. Oh, it feels kind of empty. Okay, cool. All right, so that. But I don't need the flashlight. That's a bummer. It'd be nice to find that that piece again, to be honest. But I'll fashion another one. Okay, it didn't land down here, right? Just taking a quick peek, just in case it's like sitting right on the surface of the shavings here, and it does not appear to be. Alrighty. Well, since this is true in the chuck, I'm going to leave it in the chuck. I need access, so let's bring this guy here up. What's my... Oh man, that's like almost dead on. Did that separate? Yeah, doggone it, that glue didn't hold on that. So I guess I'll use this side. You know what would be really helpful right now? Would kind of be to have something along the lines of a disc sander. So, grab my Jacob's chuck. And let's grab the old hold back all thread. And now I have access to a disc sander. Okay. And then I'll get this guy down to size and make another dovetailed insert. Let's see if I can get rid of this. Okay. Might be just a tad bit wide. Okay. That would be really helpful. The bench dog. Very helpful. Okay. Okay. And we'll get this little dovetailed insert fit. Whoopsie daisy. All right, there we go. And I will need to cut it here. And actually, I don't know how much of that I can sand, but we're going to find out. Like that there. Oh yeah, I needed the shims too. Forgot about that. got this, whoops, this paper-backed veneer, which is nice for sometimes for making, small pieces of plywood. Yes, there we go. Why don't I have one right there? Let's see. Grab these scissors. One and two. Turns out now I have three. Okay. So I'll use these two guys. This one I'll set over there. Tra-la-la. Let's put some rubber cement there. And some rubber cement there. Don't need my bench dog anymore. Okay. Oh, wait, I can. Round the edges on that. That'll make it a little easier to insert. Okay. Actually, I'm not going to insert this piece. It's going to sit right there. One of the nice things about using this rubber cement is that usually it depends on well, if you got a soft wood that's got deep pores, or if you got wood that's got large pores, then this rubber cement might get in the pores. But this is cherry. It's not, timber isn't like that. So once I am done, I can remove all of this rubber cement. A couple of ways. I would prefer without chemicals. I can just rub it off and it won't get stuck in the pores of the wood. Come on. It's taking a second to get tacky because it's chilly out here. Okay, that will stay, I hope. And then one more. There. this guy loose. There it is. As you say, I'm not seeing a saw. I think that was it, right? Yeah. All right. I'm hoping I'm reasonably close to that outer curve. Reasonably. Let's see, that would go this direction. Might need to get a little bit of naphtha in this bowl. I think I've got some. Thin down this rubber cement, starting to get thick. Alright. So in theory, this will be a better shot. Assuming the rubber cement holds. Okay, so now I don't need this guy. So I put that away. That goes there, that goes there, and that's the wrong drawer. That goes there. Okay. Oh, hey, I have not been paying attention to chat. Mav, how you doing? Good evening, sir, you say. Yes, sir, how you doing? I don't know what all those little, are they Pokemon? I'm not sure what those are. Little emoji looking things. All right. Am I even on camera anymore? Well, no. There we go. So, is that tacky? Yes. So hopefully without too much kerfuffle here, I can get this guy seated properly. There. Okay. And we'll see how much that helps. Other than that, I think I may be down to hand carving that thing, and I mean, I can do that, I guess. Let's see if we can get it turned out, though. Oops. Let's not lose the pencil to the shavings again. Okay, that works. I see. I think perhaps I have one layer too many. See how well I did there. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. And the rubber cement seems to be holding all right. Very good. Nice. Yeah, that's going to look really nice. Okay. Now the inside. Well, not quite. Very cool. All right, so that part's done. Now I just got to get the inside there. Is that the shim? I can't tell if that's the shim. Oh, no, 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 no. It shifted. It shifted. That's a bummer. Bummer. not terrible. Still, it shifted, so. Okay, let's get that guy out of there. And these shims out of there. Actually, let's just take the whole thing off of there. Okay, let's get that rubber cement out of there. I'm not going to put any finish, like liquid finish on this. I've got my beeswax finish on this, and that's the most that I'm going to do. I don't want a petroleum finish, especially on my salt box. Okay, I need to sand these things. This guy. Should sand down pretty fast, since it is just one layer of veneer. Okay, oops, clean that up. And let's check the fit. Whoa, don't lose that dude. Don't lose that dude. That's probably not straight enough. I'll be betting. Get it into the dovetail, which will be a little tricky with this small guy. Yep, very tricky. Yep, I'm gonna have to straighten that wall out. Then we're gonna fit stuff together and see how it looks. Okay. This into place. Very gently into place. So 'tis not perfect, but that is okay. This is still a prototype. And I don't know if I want to do another one of those. I can do another one of those. I want it to be right. But that is the concept that is working out just fine. That keeps everything flush, and then, oh, I don't have it. I will be right back. I've got the cabochon that's going to go right in the middle there. Where? Oh, where? Right there. Let's take an overhead view without that guy. And so I'm going to turn in another one of these. I've decided I don't like that, but this will fit right in there, like so. All that will be covered up, and strengthening this, there will be 2 pins I'm going to put in here and here, but those will also be covered up. So let's go over this again. That must fit properly. And I guess I'm back to hey Squatch, how you doing, man? Let me go for some reason looking groovy. How you doing, man? Table. There we go. Table. So back to grabbing these guys and my bench dog. That guy and that guy. Whoops. I don't want to walk away without that guy. Cool. So hey, Squatch, you didn't. What high school? What time? We said it was this weekend. My town. Um, Text me that stuff, man, will you? Okay. And bench dog. My bench dogs look suspiciously like a clamp. Let's see, that hinge needs to go right there. And I need the overhead light again. Okay, I'm really close. Oops. Can't do any sanding on the Velcro side. It doesn't work out well. But I did try. Okay, now we got that dovetail ready to go, I think. There. So I will want to cut it off in there and in there. Actually, I really just need to round off the corners there. Try to use my lathe for as much as I possibly can. Save a little bit of money, get more use out of the tools I've got. So this is a temporary disc sander. I'm sure I'm not the only one in the world that does this. but it doesn't make sense to buy a tool. Okay. I mean, I can get the same results doing this. I want to buy a specialty tool. I guess if I was doing like bazillions of these, then maybe it might. And bazillion is a subjective term. I don't know that Merriam-Webster has caught up to. I think gojillion is something that is relatively close in today's vernacular. Gojillion. But if I was doing quite a few, it might make sense to buy a tool. I would use it more often, I would think. But I don't have need for that tool, and this does the job until I guess I get to that point. Okay, that should be all right. Come on. So I need to round that corner a little bit more. We'll just take all that off, and then I'm going to cut it back. Let's cut it back here. Hey. Thought I was through on the end there. Come on. All right. More of that, sir. Looks like I'm going to get another piece of veneer really quick. Come on out of there. There you go. All right. I didn't bring the scissors over here either. I should have brought the scissors over here. Okay, scissors. Alrighty then. So, try this again. Oopsie daisy. Don't go. Ooh, this. Excuse me. It's tickling my nose. Woo! Ah. Okay. I will let go. Need some on the timber again, and then on the underside of this guy again. And hopefully this will hold this time. I'm just putting a little bit more rubber cement. I may actually also, possibly, whoopsie daisy, we don't want that blue ball in there. Things will not be flat. Okay, there's that guy. Knocking down the high parts of where the rubber cement is. It will spread out, but I want the film itself to be dry before I put things together. And the thicker parts tend to dry a little slower. So I'm just knocking those down. Okay, I don't guess I needed the bench dog, but we'll set that over there for now. Alright, let's put these guys together. And I'm going to want to round the corners on these. My table's a little bit far away. I've got at least a 1/4 inch gap there. It's too much, but I'm not using a lot of pressure, so that's too big of a gap. I just need to knock the corners off. Normally I would have it closer like I did earlier. I don't want my stuff to be that far away. If it tilts up, anything happens, it gets stuck in there. If things start going sideways, it's not as much fun as it sounds. Which is kind of par for the course because it doesn't sound like it's going to be any fun. And I forgot my hold back. Okay, so that guy's set. This guy is set. I need to add some rubber cement here. So let's get this surface done. Oops, that was too much. Too much of a muchness. Come on. There we go. Okay, Raging Striker Gaming. Hey, Dad, saw your message in my stream, but you were already gone. Definitely cleared some screens. Cool, man. I actually wanted to watch you play that one, but it was too soon to me starting here. Does that one look kind of interesting? So is that another of their, so like a multiplayer? game online, or were you just like playing a game and streaming that? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so that's set, that's set. This now needs to be set. Slide! That's interesting. Huh. I think I might just need one shim for this guy. If I can get these apart without destroying them. Because it appeared. Nah, that one is solo for now. Oh, okay. It looked kind of cool, man. I was like, oh, I wish I had time to watch that, but had to at least say hello. Plus, it turns out I don't know what changed. Honestly, I still am not sure. Other than maybe it was like redoing my stream key. Maybe might have done it, or might have had something to do with it. Although I kind of doubt it. But anyway, all of a sudden now, the last 2 weeks since I started streaming again, because yay, it was so cold and now it's not. That oh no 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 no! Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Ah no 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 no! Oh no! This is not good. There it is. Then I'm finally getting notifications of when people are going live and as such. I have not been getting notifications for the longest time and have not been able to figure out why. And I think also that a lot of my subscribers have not been getting notifications. Oh, yeah, just the one shim. Okay. There. Now, hopefully, that will be enough to keep it in place. What's this? Another shim. You know, just in case, man, I'm gonna not bother taking this out of the Jacob's truck yet. And I think I'll also grab that 3/8 spindle gouge instead of this 1/2 inch. It's possible. You are sharp, yes. That the larger tool is knocking this guy around a little bit, but I'm not sure. I'm just like guessing. You know, I know some of it is the fact that I'm using rubber cement and things are just friction fit into place and that kind of thing. I'm hoping to get this to work. So, so I have this little piece that I can slide in and cover up the rivets that I'm going to use. The next one I do, I probably will not. I don't know. I thought about doing like this sort of elaborate-ish um, brass wire weaving and soldering and stuff kind of cage for this, but maybe next time. Okay, I see them. Raging Striker gave me says I see them when they pop up in my Discord. Also, I'll have to give you my new phone number that I have for work stuff only. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. That should. Oh, we're a little too far down there. Of course it did. That's what went flying. Okay. Well, the skew is not the tool to use for that. Oh no, I have no idea where this piece went. I get. Come on, man. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make another one. Another one. No. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I want to find you. All right. I guess I'll spend time on this tomorrow. This is kind of a bummer. Where'd that go? I'll have to look for. Oh, man. That's such a bummer. Well, at least I have enough material that I can make one more. But doggone it, I'm going to have to try to figure out some way to keep this stuff locked in there, I guess. Or I guess, actually, I guess I'll just have to hand carve it, and that's just the way it's going to have to be. I don't want to use, CA glue, something I have to break, because this is a dovetail. I don't want to break a glue joint to be able to put things together. I'm just trying to create a piece that I can use. Oh, you're not, but you would work for that. To cover up, just cover up some brass that's going to show that I really don't want to show in this spot. Well, dang it. All right. It is apparently gone forever. It was a small piece. I'm not completely surprised, but that is quite the bummer. I'll make another one. Oh, hey, I found it. Found it. All right. I found it. Or I found one. I don't know that this is it, but I found one. So we're going to go ahead and hand carve. Come on. I still need to hold this in place. But it won't be as there we go. It won't be as critical as it would be spinning on the lathe. So I'm gonna grab my micro motor real quick, and we'll carve this guy out, and I'll finally be done with that piece. That one little piece that I'm trying to build. A cosmetic. Okay. But the cosmetic pieces are the hardest piece, I think. I think the cosmetic pieces that you add can be the most difficult. I've seen, I can't remember the name of the guy that came up with these, but they are a square peg used in chair making, but the pegs themselves are rounded in such a way they're not like, it's not a dome. They're still a square bit to it. And I don't remember the name of this particular process, but you know, it's a detail, and those details sometimes can be really tricky to capture. Okay. I think I've got what I need here. Oh, I don't think I needed that. But hey, I brought it along anyway. There we go. Set that down so that I can have a free hand to do that. Okay. This little micromotor is awesome, man. Unit made by Jack Vessery. Very talented artist and woodturner, and these are really nice machines. Okay, I'm looking for this guy right here. And let's see if I have that in view over here, maybe. Something like that. So I do have a Trent Bosch carving stand. It has come in handy many times. I like this dude. All right, glasses down. I need to take this guy. I forget what's in here. Oh, these are all burn tips. I don't need these. Okay. Oh, this is tricky. Let's see how close I can match that curve. Carefully take one layer of veneer off. Dang, all right, that's pretty close. This isn't though. Let's. There we go. All right, let's see how well this fits there now. Looks like it's gonna slide right in. So I want to round this edge here to match this, just a little bit. And it's just a tiny bit. Okay, so that'll all fit. That will all fit. Is that the shim? That's the shim. And that is really close, but not quite. There we go. It's nice as the one of the things I've just noticed is kind of cool. The veneer plywood is adding a little bit of interest to a little bit of detail to the piece. Looks kind of cool. So I'm going to actually spin this and use my skew to turn that center pit. I think that's going to be just fine. And if not, well, then I messed it up yet again. And I'll give up on it until tomorrow. Okay, let's see. I don't need these. This can stay here for now. Let's grab the tool rests. And actually, I think what I'm going to do instead. Did I put that away? Well, by golly, I sure did. Think, Dave. I think I'll use this guy. Oh, I don't have it right here. Okay, I won't use that guy that's not there. He's over here. All right, so that guy, and just for giggles, let's take that. That might be the better choice, but I don't know. Okay. I think I'm just going to go with this. layer came off. There we go. So it's sort of kind of, it's not perfect. Had a layer pop off there, so now I know next time I won't be using the solid piece of wood instead of making a piece of veneer. Okay, so that is finished, at least to that point. So there's a line there. It's enough to cover up. I'm gonna quit monkeying with this and go with what I've got. And this part, I think I can. Nope, I gotta do. Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of that. Hey man, here's a random stray thought out of my head. What happened to the whole hugs not drugs movement? What happened to that? Like now everything is drugs. What everybody's like, oh, give me the drugs. I want the vaccine. Give me this. Give me. What happened to hugs not drugs? Seriously, man. I think we're going the wrong direction. Okay, now I am at the point where I could turn this around if I want to and hollow that out because that bit is done, but I'm not going to do that. So let's put this away. And jump back to this grinder for a little bit. Okay, be right back. Ooh, come on. There we go. Okay, so all of this now gets set, excuse me, set aside. Looks like a good spot. Okay. So we are at this guy. So the top, I filled all this in. This was sunk in. There was a big air bubble. Actually, there was a really thin layer of wood and a hole that went all the way around. I think is where I had put this internal plug and then put resin in, and part of it didn't get resin into that hole, so I had to redo that. So this is done now. I got a little bit of about not quite a 1/16 of an inch of a rabbit to be able to set the mechanism right there. The holes are drilled. This piece is ready to be shellacked. Or, well, no, not quite. I've got to do I've got to polish the plastic on that guy. This guy, we need to turn off the bottom. And I want to create feet for this. So let's get this. We need to swap jaws as well, so I'm not going to set this all the way up yet because I may need to swap jaws. I know that this groove is enough to keep the jaws, or rather the groove is wide enough to get the jaws in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to swap jaws in order to do that one. Before I do that, what can I do here? So here I have the body, and then I have this guy. I would need larger jaws for this as well, so scoot that one aside. Okay, let's take that off of there. So I made a jig that will fit all the way in there, give me my 90 degrees wall coming out this way. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to widen this kerf, because the saws that I had, or at least thought that I had, weren't up to the job. They were too thin. But I forgot about this guy. And I don't know how well it will work, but this was the next idea on the list. And it's just a little bit too thick. How about them apples? So let's see if I can open this up just a little bit to try to get both these blades in here, because I think this combination of the thickness on these blades will be just right. And I thought different ways of doing this too, using, because I do have some hacksaw blades, and that would work. But really what I want to try to do is where I'm only cutting one surface, two hacksaw blades together, I'll be cutting both of these surfaces, and I'm trying only just to cut the bottom one. I guess it might be helpful to tighten that down, since I do actually need the third hand. Okay, I think I'm sneaking up on being able to get both of these in there. Still not quite. All right. I don't have a saw blade thick enough to open that up anymore, but I think I got it open enough now that this isn't such a struggle. In theory. So I've got this. This width is the width here, so this will fit right in there. And then I've got it rounded so it'll meet on the back wall like the drawer will. And once I can punch this all the way through, I'll have that right angle down in there. But that's why I'm trying to get my saw blade in here. I need to cut out on this line. And actually I need to make that line a little bit easier to see. A little, I say a little bit easier to see. Is that right? That is not right, but that'll do. There we go. Oops. So on this line and this line, I can cut at a 90-degree angle, and I can remove this from the piece, and this will be my drawer face. You know, I think I'm going to grab the Bosch tool so that I can get this into a better position for myself. And while I'm at it, I just realized something else. Okay. Let's get the carving stand back. Whoa! That was not smart. Now I've got a ding in it. How bad is it? Oh, not too bad. That'll be hidden when it gets seated. Darn it. Gotta be more careful. And it is lefty-tighty, not righty-tighty. There. Since I'm going backwards. So I need to be able to hit this at a 90-degree angle. And I don't know that I can keep this in camera. There. Okay. So it's back to the oscillating tool here. And I'm bringing more stuff out, not putting things away. And so I'm getting clutter. In a place I really don't need it. Come on. Pencil out of the way, and I need I need a blade, man. Okay. So this is my plunge tool, so I'm going to go with that. Come on, come on. So let's see, what is a better view here? Well, that's not the greatest. We can do that and that. And then finish those cuts with a handsaw. Now let's get this one. I've never done any of this before. This is awesome. Just trying things out to see what works, man. Okay, that went a little smoother than I thought it might. So maybe that means I'm getting a little bit better with handling this tool. We shall see. Okay, now to finish those cuts. We'll go with this guy. I wonder now. Looks like it's the same thickness, but will two blades go in there? Yes, sort of. All right, that'll work. But they have to be like on the same frickin' plane. And one goes up just a little bit higher. I don't know, I'll try again, but it looks like one of these blades isn't quite hitting in the right spot. Hey, no, I need enough of that. Oh, I think that corner's free. Yep. Come on now. There we go. And maybe, just maybe, no such luck on that one. Thought maybe both blades would fit in that kerf. Come on, close down. There you go. Yep, go with the other blade. I tried the secondary blade to see if that would, what that might do, and it's not cutting the same. So one of these is a very fine tooth, and this one is not. It's doing the job. Hey, there we go. Well, that unfortunately was not quite right. But that is okay. So now I can cut this guy to fit into this opening. Let's see, I want to get this guy off first, and then I'll have to make my adjustments later, but this will be attached to the outside like that. So that'll work out really nicely. Tell you, when I started doing carving, when I started carving pieces, man, one of the best, in my opinion anyway, pieces of kit that I bought was that Trent Bosch carving stand. It has really been a nice piece of equipment to be able to get things off of the, perpendicular to the lathe, get them to where you can actually work on things. And I've got a little little clamp that I can set that on a bench or whatever and have it on the bench side and, instead of in the banjo. It's pretty nice. What was I going after here? I was going after, oh, yes, I need to change the jaws. Okay. I am looking forward to spring finally arriving. We're having some warmer weather right now, but this is not spring. In about a week, the 30s will be back. 30-degree temps and less. Hopefully not much snow, and we're getting into, at least doesn't look like there'll be much snow for us in this part of Michigan, but maybe March. Hopefully March is not a super rainy month. I've been reading about possible flood issues if there's a rainy month here. So hopefully that's not the case. Okay. My favorite part about swapping the jaws is when the piece I have, like the tenon rather, is between jaw sizes. That's my favorite. Okay, so I've got, I was worried about that. Let's go with what I know I need this for. Please don't be between sizes. Oh, no, don't. Oh, you are between sizes. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, I gotta figure out something else with this guy. Oh, I know. Alright, so that's not gonna work. And this is also not gonna work. Between sizes. Okay. So, back to the other jaws, because I do need those, I believe. Let's see. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with that guy. Yep. Doggone it. Oh well. It happens. Like I said. Sometimes it's just the way it is, man. Things are between sizes. And can't change the tenon is the problem. If I could change the tenon, that wouldn't be an issue, but these are components to a larger piece, and they're being machined individually, I guess would be the terminology for it. So there's only so much I can do for any kind of mitigating weird stuff, like this tenon being between jaw sizes. I can't adjust the tenon. Hey, get back here. But I do have another set of jaws that I think on a different chuck that I think will work. So I'm going to give that a try. Oh, and I may have one. I may have it on a spare. Oh no, I don't. That's my spare chuck. Yep, I'm going to swap jaws. So I'll have to swap jaws on the other chuck too, but that's okay. This doesn't take very long. We got in chat. Oh, I missed a few little bit here, which would be nice if I had text to speech. I'll get that figured out eventually. My channel is not allowed raids yet. I've had a couple people raid my channel, so that's interesting. I see them when they pop them in. I'll have to give you my new phone number. I have my on my way to bed. In the meantime, though, have a good stream. Love ya. Mav K14, welcome to As the Wood Turns, the only soap about a boy and his slave. Nice. Yeah, I had, it's funny, I had a friend in let's see, we weren't in grade school, we were in middle school. His family was British, and they moved to Denver, Colorado. Anyway, we went to school together. They lived just down the street. Actually, it was kind of interesting. But we lived close enough to school that, and we got an hour lunch. That he would go home, walk the 2.5 blocks home to eat lunch and watch soap operas. General Hospital and As the World Turns. But his favorite was General Hospital, and that's how I got introduced to the world of soaps and As the World Turns, and it's funny. I find it amusing, but anyway, I don't watch soap operas now, but I did watch soap operas with him. I got to watch As the World Turns, and I learned about what's her name? Luke and Laura. I think if anybody recognizes those names, I don't know if you do or not. Let's see. I think I've got enough. I hope this is correct. Is this? Yep, that's the only other Jaws I've got. Well, then this is going to have to be it. Where is the Allen wrench that I need for this? Probably on the lathe already, I bet. I think they're using 1/8 inch. There it is right there. Oh, there's the other Jaws. Duh. Okay, hopefully these will... yeah, I think these will be the ones that will work. So, away we go. I have entertained the idea of having, I've already got like sort of multiple chucks. I've got 2 of this style of chuck. I'd like to get one more Vic Mark. But I've really uh, entertained the idea of having multiples, like every however many jaw sets there are for a chuck, having that many of that chuck, so I never have to change jaws. It's a lot of chucks to keep in the shop, though. And a lot of money to throw at it. I think that this is a Barracuda, what is it, CSC 3000C. So I think that this is still going for about like $135. It's on the lower end of the mid-range, but it's still a decent chuck. I've had both of these. I bought one 2015, and then what, 6 years later bought another one, maybe 5 years later bought another one, just to have multiple chucks. So they had changed the design a little bit. It's numero uno. They changed the design a little bit, so I can't just swap jaws between every single one of them. They have to match the chuck they came out of, but everything else is the same. So having two of these, I can keep pin jaws in one and never have to swap those out. And I rarely have to swap these ones out. So I don't worry about this too awful much because I usually use these smaller jaws with this chuck. It's been a long time since I've had to get the larger jaws for this chuck out. You're gonna work, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm. And then I need the right key for the job. So now, dun 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 dun, yay! And I get to do a contracting hold on this one, which is nice. That out of the way. Where's my tool rest? There's a tool rest. And I think, oh, yep, it's true on the backside. So this not being true is okay. Wrong tool. That's the tool I want. I think I am too low. All right, I gotta wear a mask for this. I didn't realize it was creating so much dust. I don't want to breathe this in. It's nasty stuff. Nasty, nasty. And I gotta remember to keep an eye on chat since I can't hear anything. What do we got? A boy in his lathe. That's still on there. Okay. guess I should probably finally cover up my keyboard now that it's covered in dust. Okay, mask. And the glasses, and away we go. Oh boy, that's a lot of streamers. Holy cow, that would be cool if it was wood. Spitting these streamers all over. Alright, come on. See if I hopefully get this stuff up. I'm going to start the compressor up. I will need it in a little bit. Oh. Huh. Alright, I have to let it sit for a little bit. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Let's take a look at okay. Really controlling my speed as I go. As soon as I got out of the resin, going through the wood was a lot faster, so I had to maintain that constant speed. Sometimes difficult to do, but want to avoid tear out and any number of other issues trying to force the tool through the material rather than allowing it to go at its own pace. Okay, and then I can use this guy. No, yes I can. And did I bring it back? I did not. There it is. I'm going to use my negative rake scraper to get a shear scrape on this. Whoopsie daisy. Should be. Yep. Lovely shear scrape. That'll do. Nice. All right. Now I just need to run some abrasive across that. And I can lay out where the feet are going to go. Tra-la-la-la. Rather fortuitous that I have a mask on right now. Alrighty then. A little bit of polish. Oh, I see that that is a tool mark that needs to go away. Okay. Lot of resin floating around today. Okay, I took care of that tool mark, so now all I have to do is polish that after I get the feet laid out and drilled. Nice. Oh, that's right. It didn't start right away. So I thought about ways to how I was going to finish this and seal it. And I decided on the last. Because it will seal the wood, and once this is polished, it'll also it'll be a clear polish, so that as it goes over all that, not only will it bring the grain out, but once the plastic is polished, it'll remain clear. Awesome. Yeah, that's ready for polish for sure. Very cool. Okay, that one's done. I needed to work on this guy. You know, when you spend time not listening to equipment run, and then you have to run the equipment, I don't know, it's kind of, okay, where the heck, there you are. Alright, so I can move this guy aside because he's done and ready to be polished. Right? Right. So this is done for now. Oy vey. Okay. You know, it occurs to me, I'm hoping that line right there is where my depth is on the bottom, but I need to make sure. I forgot to double check that. Okay, so right now, this appears to be the bottom. And this other line is just a shade below it. Okay, I'll go with that upper line. There's that. And I forgot to get that. 2.5, right? 2 3/8. Come here, you. So that'd be right on that line. And that, excuse me, that means that I can actually take the depth on the inside down a little bit. So I created another tenon here. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the inside a little bit more and get you know, I don't remember if I made this more of a bowl shape as opposed to not a bowl shape. But in any case, let's get rid of this guy. You can kind of tell when you hit bubbles in resin, then the cutter just wants to chew right through and you get all kinds of vibration and stuff. It's a constant test on not varying the speed that your tool is traveling. A little trickier. Okay, I want to mark this. So we'll just, well, actually, I don't remember which one is which. And I cannot read 1, 2. All right. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. There it is, right. There. So I've got pretty thick bottom. I can take this down quite a bit, and I'm going to make more room in there for whatever is ground. There it is. Okay, and on top of that, I can get rid of the elbow poker guy. Maybe. Good Lord. Dang. Be nice if I could put a wrench on that side, but I can't. Instead of beating the tar out of it, wrong key. Bring that camera down a little bit. this guy, I think, yeah. The plastic streamers are everywhere. Oh, where are we at? No, not that one. That's the one I want. Oh no, tools are falling off. Need to redress the burr on that. Working that on the resin. Did well on the resin, but it took the burr off pretty quick. Okay. Ooh, hey, and I don't need to wear this mask now because I'm not kicking up a bunch of dust. I think best practice probably is to wear a mask all the time and never ever develop a sensitivity to anything. And I will tell you, as soon as I get the mask that I would like to have, that's going to happen. And I will wear it all the time. Okay. Got the Lido shuffle going on in my brain, man. A little bit of Boz Scaggs in my head. Not sure that you can see this on camera, but I am every once in a while tilting my negative rake scraper to get that burr more directly in contact. Get a nice sheer scrape, and I need to grab a flashlight. Next stop, border town. Lido lead his money down. Let it roll. Said one more time, I ought to get it. One more time before we quit it. One more for the road. Okay, and I was leaving myself enough wall thickness to be able to carve a little bit of a spout at one point or another on here. So I just want to get the bottom of this straight. And you can see the shavings I'm pulling off, they're really thin. I'm not hitting this with a lot of force. I'm cleaning up the inside, just letting the bird do the work. And I don't have any sanding to do. And the bottom is now the way it needs to be. I've got no sanding to do on the inside. So that'll leave me, still fairly thick bottom, but plenty of room. I could make it larger, I suppose. I'll be taking it down to right about there. And that still gives me, man, almost half an inch of thickness in the bottom. I'm gonna take that down. That's just too thick. Doesn't need to be that thick. The rest of this is 5/16 maybe. So I definitely could remove some from the bottom. And I will do it the slightly faster way. Hey, get back here. Move the bolt out. Get my tailstock out of the way. There we go. Nothing's rubbing. There we go. I'll take that. Beautimus right there. That's rubbing. How we doing on time? 10:30. That's not bad. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do another pass with the. Actually, I'm going to put one redress the burr on this, and then do a cleanup pass with the tool tilted up. Get the old flashy light dude out. Which means I need to drop the tool rest. Nothing's still rubbing. All right. Or are we really close? Really close to rubbing. So no rubbing. How does that look? I think I could do it. Another pass if I can hold on to my flashlight here. Oh, really, really nice. Okay, that's really nice. You see I don't know if you can see the resin in there, but it's just a really clean surface. No tool marks on the resin. That tells me I'm not going to find them in the wood. Okay, that's nice. I'm happy with that. So, yeah, let's change the camera here and get rid of that. Yeah, that washes it out, doesn't it? Bummer. Anyway, really, really clean surface, no sanding. Don't need to do any sanding. Very, very happy. I'm not going to mess with polishing the resin on the inside of that guy. It's always going to get ground up coffee or pepper or whatever gets ground up in here. So I'm not going to worry about that. I will polish the outside though, where the face does not attach, and I will have to polish the outside here as well as the outside of that. And I need to, well, that's right, I don't have the correct diameter, but that is, whoops, wrong camera. So that's that's upside down. Will fit on there. The drawer will be in there. I plan on lining the inside there with veneer, I believe. But that is what it will be. I have to get this cut straight. Come on up. But that will fit right there. So pretty happy, pretty pleased with that. This project seems to be going okay. Let's see, I can set that aside, this aside. I guess that leaves me at a stopping point then for the evening. So let's do that. What are we looking at time here? Quarter till, 20 till. That's not bad. Not bad. All right. So working on the two projects, the grinder here and then the salt box that I'm working on and doing all kinds of experimentation with, I guess. I do want to make some lidded boxes, even if they're very small. I'd like to do a run of these at like salt boxes like this would be all right too, but boxes with those, with the hand, instead of lifting it up, you hold it in your hand and you can flip it open and then flip it right back closed and everything lines up. So that's what I'm kind of exploring with that box now. That being the prototype, it started out as a simple salt box, and I got to playing around with, well, what if I hinge it? How would I do that? What does that look like? What if I what if I add a handle? How does that look? So I've got other things to do with it, but it's been it's been kind of interesting. A little. I've allowed it to be a little frustrating momentarily, just because it's some of the stuff is that I'm doing is new, and so I get hard on myself. It's a dumb thing. It's really dumb, and it is a well, I can't say it's dumb. It is a habit that I'm working on reprogramming because it is a negative perspective on things. But anyway, so I'm working on that. But um, making these neat little pieces and exploring things, like I can take all these things that I'm learning and translate them into other situations. Sometimes not even say for instance setting that hinge and or routing out the slot for the tail of the hinge to sit in. That could translate to a bunch of other things, but it's definitely showing that my carving is improving, that I'm slowing down enough, that I am paying attention enough that I can get that spot on, just that one thing. So hopefully I'm carrying that over into more and more larger and larger carving and stuff like that. But little things like that can carry over. And so the exploration, not only does it give me practice at the lathe, it lets me explore new ideas and new things. And I think that is I think it's really cool and kind of important for people. It's important for me. Um, I like the variety. I like doing different things. Um, um, I don't know that I have gotten. Yeah, I like variety. I like the variety, even if the job is a similar thing. Say, for instance, in this case, woodturning. That's the job, but a variety of things in that I get to do. So yeah, I like to explore, and I really believe, uh, and I think I'm the poster child for it. that practice is the secret sauce. That is what will ultimately get you to whatever your next goal is. Is you got to spend the time behind the lathe. If you want your tool skills to improve, not only do you need to get the proper instruction on how to do or how to perform whatever cut or working with whatever tool that is, but then you got to put the time in to practice. And that's the most important bit. And you got to allow yourself to make mistakes. I do my best to do that for myself. I think I'm probably 90% of the time successful. But again, it's still rewiring and reprogramming. So hopefully at some point it'll be 100%. Maybe it's 80, but still, it's better than it used to be. Um, and like I just only want to look up anyway. I want to continue to improve. Having said all that, it has been a lovely evening of turning. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to join me this evening. Thank you so much for the support. Lurking in the background and watching, letting the video run is as far as the algorithms are concerned, watching the channel, engaging in chat and asking the questions, all those things. That definitely helps, and I appreciate the times that people jump in there to just say hi on chat, maybe even, or ask a question. The floor is always open for questions. I have no trouble asking or answering, rather. I also apparently have no trouble asking questions of people out there. I wish I could see the faces, though. It's a little bit different broadcasting this out there and waiting for chat to show up. It was a little bit nicer with the text to speech, but I'll get that figured out. But anyway, this has been Twitch Tuesday. I've got to explore a couple of things and have some fun. And I'm glad that I had the company. You all have joined me. I hope that I get to see you again tomorrow evening. I normally stream Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm at a really good stopping point, so no sense in trying to start something and then shut it down again in another 15. And I don't have something that will carry me over for the next couple of hours prepared, or I would do that. Anyway, I hope you all stay friendly. Thank you again. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow evening, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel, Wood Turning Wednesday with Dave. Thanks a lot, folks, and good night.